So it should. No, I thought so, yeah. Yep. One watching now, and that would be me. There we go. Live. I'm very, very live. I'm very bold. Let's see how live we can get. It's like 10-second delay. Wait, sync, clap, hello. All right. Lovely bed. Very pink. Who gives a shit? Oh, good way to find out how smooth it is. Wait, let's see. Let's open up good old Inkscape. Oh no, it's because it's, alright, sure. Check this out. Oi! Hey, sure. Oh, my PC is hot. Whoa. Yeah, no, I mean, that sounds good. I believe we are ready to go. Audio. Yeah, no, see, the issue is it's saturated. It's a tiny bit. I'm just gonna have to stop being so loud. Okay, no, I believe we are ready to rock and roll. Alright, let's make this public. Let's see. Oh, I'm nervous. And saved, and so we are officially, we should be officially live right now. Let's see. Yeah, live. Now let's see. So, I don't know if anyone's actually watching this. Let's see, d'analytique. One view. No. No, why can't I see anything here? Oh, you know what? Screw this. I could just go right here. If you guys can see me, I would appreciate it if you could just leave a little comment, because I have, again, no idea how this works. Oh god. This is a disaster. Wait, bear with me. My channel. Here we go. Video animating. That one. 0. People. Yeah. That should work. Lancé il y a 5 minutes. No, that's right. So if you guys can actually... Alright, no, that should be alright. See, because me it says here, there's literally no one watching. Could be true. Bienvenue dans le chat en direct. Veuillez prendre les mesures. RIP. I don't know, maybe I have to wait a little bit. If you guys are there, I'd really appreciate a little comment just to let me know. There we go. Ed's World versus Happy Tree Friends. Awesome. I've read that comment as well. I believe you left that comment in one of my videos. So, thanks for tuning in. Three. Oh well, that's a start. So, let's see if anyone... You know what, I'll just wait here a little bit. Just so that no one actually misses the point of the video. But I do believe there won't be many people. That's alright, I'll leave a like. It'll be... No, I think that'll be it. 2. Let's see. Hello, Alex Peter Rees. Oh god, I'm sorry, I butchered your name there. Thanks for tuning in. Just if you could just hang in there, we'll see. I'll wait a little bit just to see if any more people tune in, and then we'll get started with the video. Peru, nice. So, I mean, Alex, it looks like it is literally just the two of us for now, so... I mean, if you have any questions, just let me know, I'll see if I can answer them. I might as well answer them. Screw it. Does it sound alright, by the way? Because I'm pretty sure. Alright, screw it. So, what I thought we'd do in this, well, in my first stream, my first ever stream, I thought you know what, because basically I've been listening to my own video every second. Bear with me, 10-second delay and it's driving me nuts. Where's the jack? Oh, you know what? I lost the jack. Amazing. Oh, that is awesome. That is hilarious. Something was gonna go wrong. Bear with me, just a sec. I don't know where the jack is, so we're gonna have to do without it. All right. That's totally fine. So, what we're gonna do is we are going to animate one of the scenes in an episode I'm working on, a Happy Tree Friends episode. I've been working on this one for a while actually, and I've almost finished. So you should be getting a little episode pretty soon. There is one scene I've already animated it. I thought I would redo it because I didn't really like the way it looked. So basically, we're just gonna create it completely from scratch. So yeah, what we're gonna do. So this is moho, by the way. In one of my videos, I actually save someone's. There we go. Let's disable this. Wait, 3D axes. In one of my videos, I did actually make a little like test animation. I think it was with Petunia, and I showed off a bunch of tools of this, so you can, stuff you can do with the software. So wait, no, let's not open this. Let's import. I'm gonna spend the evening completely messing up what I'm doing because I'm trying to concentrate on like 2 things at a time. I've never done this before. Usually I don't say out loud what I'm doing, so this is pretty weird. But let's try and do it anyway. Let's see, rigs. Okay. So, let's import, don't move, tuner rig, should be this guy. And here he is. Oh my god, it's laggy as hell. So this is the rig. This is the good old flippy rig. It's exactly the same rig you might have seen in the test animation I did with Petunia. It's the same thing, just a few obviously differences. Mainly just the color, the ears. Obviously Flippy's got this nice little hat, and then yeah, I can mess around. So just to show you guys a few features, got the mouth. So this rig, because I've seen a few comments actually of people who wanted me to tell them where they could get the this rig, where they could download it, and you can't, because I've actually spent, I believe, 8 months or something building these rigs. You can't get them. They're not what do you call them? You can't find them for free. Basically, you have to make them yourself. And yeah, so this is the flippy rig. So let's see. You can show you a few animation tricks. So what you have with moho is that you have what you can't. I don't think you can have this in Flash. You have what's called actions, where you can pre-program animations. So for example, this head. Reset all buttons. There we go. See this head turn, for example. Although it looks 3D, it's actually not 3D. It's 2D. But it is an animation that I basically did once. I saved the animation, I saved the action, and I programmed it so that basically this bone, the rotation of this bone, will scrub the timeline in, let's see, library, no, that's not it. Window, actions, oh wait. Oh yeah, it's because I got 2 screens. So usually I work on the other screen, it's just because this one is a lot more convenient for the live stream. Head turn. Now it's pretty buggy. You might see a bunch of There you go. So this is actually the timeline for the head turn. Right here. So it's a full 360. 360 rotation. And basically, you know, I can animate it however I want. Basically, this head turn it just involves a lot of different moving parts. See the eyes, for example. I can, you know, animate the eyes individually. I can pan them like this. So if I did this, basically, yeah, that's what it would do. See? See what happened there? Pupils. Although the pupils wouldn't be in the action animation, that would be in the main one. Amazing. Yeah, let's get rid of this and import them again. Or I might as well just finish the demo. And you know, although you know a lot of people say, you know, puppet animation is super confining and you can't really do much with it. It's actually not as confining as you'd think. Because although you know you do have bones and you can't just, you know, redraw whatever the hell you want on top of it. It's not actually that confining because, you know, any time, for instance, you know, if I wanted to stretch the arm or whatever, I could always, you know, do it, you know, that way. And even though if you're like, you know, for example, the bend, it doesn't look good, or, you know, it looks very, you know, like computery. You can see like at this point how it, you know, kind of folds in. That's just a computer bug. I could actually, you know, pretty easily go in there and at any time animate these points individually. You know, it's really not a big deal. And this is what I do, you know, in almost all the animations. I have to kind of, you know, tweak things because obviously these pre-programmed actions don't always look that good. Alright. And you know, and then of course for the legs. Now the legs, it was actually a bit of a challenge because, yeah, the legs are basically a nightmare to animate. And so I came up with this solution basically where the legs are actually attached to the body. They're completely independent, as you can see. Completely independent. And then I can go and basically, it's two, like the legs are basically two different lines that I can animate like this. And you know, some of them depend on others. If I move, you know, some bones move with others. But this is basically the best, you know, way I figured out, the best way I came up with to animate these legs. So that's lovely, and I mean that's all there is to it really, to these rigs. I mean I completely destroyed it. I'll reset that. Don't worry. Of course the hands. Let's see, hands left. I can move them like this. So I've got different hands, different positions. You know, I think I've got like 20. So every one of these hands, you know, I had to draw by hand. You know, if I select that, you can see every hand is basically just, you know, it's got its own how would you call these? You know, vector points, or whatever you call them. So, you know, there's a lot of control I have over everything. Of course, I can change the color. These colors I used from the official colors from the show, but you know, obviously anytime I can just go in there and completely tweak that. It's really not a big deal. But of course, as we know, good old Flippy is green. So yeah, we'll leave him like that. Now, if you're wondering why he's got this this tie and this shirt on, that's actually because of the episode I'm working on. You'll see, I won't spoil anything. But that's the way he is supposed to look. He's not really well, alright, you know what, I'll stop talking because it might spoil the episode, but basically it's his character is a little bit different in that one. No big deal. Alright, let's import that again. Oh, and these are all the characters I have, by the way. So they're all basically, you know, they've got like the same basic shape, but you know, obviously they've got like different features and little, you know, differences that obviously make them the character they are. The only, yeah, the only character that's totally different is obviously Lumpy. By the way, I didn't even look at the Oh, so the Blood and Deaths fan says, some speak Spanish. Some speak Spanish. Somewhat. Some characters speak Spanish? Yeah, sure. I guess. Paja. Skaggles the squirrel! At work right now, I just wanted to say, hey, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, I'll be here for a while, Skags. So yeah, thanks for tuning in. And I'll see you maybe later when you get back. I'll do more of these. This is basically just, you know, like a test. Like a test live stream, because, you know, I figured, you know, if ever one day I really want to make a proper one, at least I'll have some experience. This is just like a test. I've never done this before. I got the idea this morning and I was just like, yeah, you know, what if I decided to do like a live stream, you know, just wanted to see if how many people would be interested in this, and, you know, if you guys are interested, I'll do more, sure. So this is Lumpy. Good old Lumpy. Now he is, obviously, he's got a very different physique. So I couldn't, you know, I had to design him from scratch. But, you know, obviously, it's the same, you know, the same idea. It's all rigged with, you know, bones and smart deformations and stuff like that. Got the, you know, hands. The legs work exactly the same. Although, no, they don't work exactly the same way. See, these legs are a lot easier to animate because of how thin they are. Like, they're very thin and long. They're very, you know, comparable to human legs. And in terms of, you know, what moho can do with, you know, smart... Is it called smart deformation? I think that's what it's called. Yeah, moho is very good at that. So, but when it comes to, you know, very, like, short and fat, chubby legs, like all the other characters have, it just didn't work. So I had to come up with that, you know, the system I showed you 5 minutes ago with the individual lines, but it works fine. Of course, the rigs, I can animate the pupils. You know, can make him look crazy if I want. Make him look dumb. Can animate his antlers if I wanted to. I can animate the antlers, but basically what's cool with these is that I do actually have bone dynamics on them, which means that basically they've got like a certain weight to them. You know, they weigh a certain amount, they have a certain amount of elasticity and dampening. I think there's like those 3 parameters. And so the fact is that when I animate him, it'll kind of bounce around automatically and it makes it look really nice. So, I can do this, I mean... Oh, and of course the mouth. So he's just got, you know, your basic, yeah, let's reset all the, see. Body turn. He's got all the typical mouths, you know, the ones you'll see in the cartoon. I didn't make any mouths up for him. And that's it, you know, you can kind of bend like that, I suppose. And that's really all there is to it. See, for the if I wanted him to blink, oh yeah, of course, this is what all the characters have in common. I came up with this this system for the eyelashes, so you can give them you can give them a bunch of you know, different facial expressions with just with this. Obviously, it's, you know, for instance, I don't know, if you wanted to make him look like, let's say, angry, you know, very common, you know, basic emotion. You just want to make him frown, basically. You know, I could bend this a little bit, bend this way. Whoops. And there you go. You got an angry. See, these bones are so close together, I really need to find out, you know, figure out a way to manage this a bit better. So we'd have him leaning forward, obviously he wouldn't be smiling, so we'd give him, possibly, either the, you know, this mouth, I don't know. Yeah, that one. And then just do whatever, like, I don't know. Maybe he could be clenching his fist, so... I mean, I'm just showing off at this point, you know, we'll get into the real video in a minute. Just want to show off these rigs. And again, I apologize if the quality is terrible. This is, again, my first live stream, so I haven't even... Oh my god, there are loads of comments. I did not see that, I'm sorry. Tom T says, yo, Nikki. Well, yo, Tom T. Thanks for tuning in. The Blurs. Hi, Nikki. Make this is so hard. It really is. It really is. It's not hard. Well, the reason why it was so hard is that I also basically needed to figure out how to use moho. I used to, the first animation software I ever used was Synfig Studio, I believe. Synfig Studio. That was the very first animation software I used. That was for the very first video on my channel with that little animation with Flaky with the the champagne bottle that explodes in her face. That was made in it took 3 weeks to make it. The software I use is completely free, Synfig Studio. You can look it up actually. You can download it now. It's pretty good software though. It is very laggy. I had a really hard time. It wouldn't like render the image in real time, which meant that I had to kind of animate, I had to animate it and then render it to see if the movement and everything looked good, which is a nightmare. It was horrible. But it's pretty good if you're just starting out. Then I used Flash. Good old Adobe Flash. That's what Nemo has been using for years. And I bloody hate Flash. It's just, I don't know. Obviously it's a brilliant software. Loads of people are using it. It's really good for frame by frame, and it's like a mix between frame by frame, and you can have there are a few tweening tools and stuff like that, but it is not good for the type of animation I use, which is puppet animation, rigging animation. Moho is the newer version of Anime Studio. Moho is a really good software. It is not even that expensive. I'm not gonna say how much it costs because I'm not exactly sure how much it costs, and I'd rather not say anything than say something silly. But it's a few $100s for the entire license, and you can the professional. There's like a beginner version with a few tools that are locked, and the professional version that I do believe is a few $100, which is in my opinion is completely worth it. It's such a powerful software, and this is just the tip of the iceberg. Yeah, I don't know what my point was. I kind of went off track there, but yes, the question was, is it so hard to make the rigs? And it really was, because I had to figure out first of all how to use moho. Learn how to use all these smart, because this, the deformation, it depends on so many things. See these bounding, I don't know if like an influence zone. See this'll influence a lot of stuff. How much is actually being influenced by the bone, because if you have it too heavy, it'll just look strange, and if it's not heavy enough, it won't move it properly. And then you have all these actions and a bunch of stuff, masking. Here I've got as you can see, there's masking going on right here because obviously, for example, I don't know, maybe with the pupil it'll be a lot easier to see, but obviously if I see how it kind of if it goes out of the eyeball, basically you won't see it anymore. And in Flash, it's masking is pretty simple to do. In Moho, it's a bit more tedious and complicated. But I got the hang of it, and I'm pretty proud of the result. These rigs, in my opinion, do look pretty nice. I'm sorry. So yes, it is pretty hard to do. Alex, got a message. What the fuck? Well, what the fuck do you do? Greetings from Mexico. Nice. Right now I'm in Canada. Actually, I'm in Quebec, the French-speaking part of Canada, because I am studying mechanical engineering, which is I know has nothing to do with animation, but mechanical engineering is what the direction I took in at school basically, and animation is more of a side hobby. So I'm here to do that. I was in class all morning, and now it's the weekend, and I do hope it's the weekend for you guys too. So yes, that's the rig. So yeah. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. If you want to see stuff, maybe some other rigs. If not, I guess we can just start animating the video. Or if you have any questions about me or about anything. Flash the magia. Flash is a really good software, it's Adobe Animate now. It's just, it wasn't good for what I wanted to do. It's just not great for puppet animation, and I always felt like I was a lot better at puppet animation. I can't draw for shit, by the way. I'm terrible at drawing. I've got like this Wacom tablet. It's the God, I can't remember which one it is. It's the cheap one. That's the one it is. And I mean, I can, you know, I can draw like really basic stuff. Actually, you know, if you want to see this is pretty cool. This is the storyboard for the episode I'm working on. I'll try and show you a page where I'm not ruining too much. I'm trying to see if this is... So these are my drawings. So I drew this in Photoshop. And this is the storyboard for the episode. Oh, actually I could show you this because this is what we're going to be animating today. Yeah, you can see... Yeah, that's alright, you can see that. So, this is a scene involving Flippy flipping off, as he does. And like I said before, you know, for those of you who've just tuned in, we're going to be reanimating a scene. I've already animated, but I just didn't really like the way it looked. It looked a bit... I don't know, it's a really important scene, and I just wanted to nail it. I'm going to have to find another... Again, I really apologize if this is not the most convenient, like, video. This is, again, my first live stream ever. I've never done this before. So... Oh, okay, new comments. Tom T says, greetings from Grenoble. You've got to be kidding me, right? Tom T? Nah, you've got to be kidding. Okay, okay. I'm Peru, Gel. I'm in love the HTF show. I'm in love the HTF show too. It's just a lot of work to, you know, make these episodes. But Tom T, are you actually from Grenoble? Do I know you? Yeah, I definitely know you. So yeah, it's Thomas. Oh, wing it, Thomas. Oh, that is awesome. How you doing, man? Oh, of course, there he is. Because, yes, for those of you who don't know, I'm also from Grenoble, which is in France. I was born in France. I'm French. I am a very French man. And, yeah, I just got an old friend of mine commenting, and that's funny. Thomas, yes. We used to do theatre together. Well, thanks for tuning in. Hope it's not too boring yet. It'll get more interesting in a second. But yeah, definitely thanks for saying hi. That's awesome. That's awesome, dude. Right, so that's it for Lumpy, the Lumpy rig. You know, if you guys want me to show you stuff, I could definitely you know, let me know. I know you guys love Nemo, right? Good old Nemo. I'll show you the Nemo rig. I'm surprised he's not watching actually where he is. Where is he? I want to get his ass on the stream. Or he's probably streaming too. You guys know Nemo, right? The other massive HTF animator. Je suis en train de streamer. I'm sorry, this is boring. I'll bear with me. Streamer. Tom T, it's brilliant, mate. Nice to see behind the scenes. Well, no problem. Yeah, if you guys really enjoy this, I'll definitely do more. And yeah. Also, actually, if you want to see the behind the scenes for for Tony, you know, good old Tony, I could show you that. It's not in moho. That's in the Blender. It's two completely different software. This is a 2D software, and Blender is 3D, which is a free software. And Alex says PP. Well, nice PP to you too. And Nemo says, what the fuck? You shaved your hair. Yes, I am extremely bald. I look like a white Maltesers. Yeah, that's my new style. Well, thanks for tuning in, Nemo. Cool to see you there. You guys know Nemo. Actually, yeah, just for Nemo, open. What should we do with the Nemo rig? There he is. Isn't he adorable? Aww. So this, this rig I completely, I think the first rig I made was the Petunia rig, the one you guys saw in the test animation. And then, once I really perfected that, I basically copy and pasted it for every single character you see. So, Nemo, obviously, I added the tail. And, what is he? He's got a bunch of, he's got a few wings. I don't know what else he has. That's the only difference he has, really. Oh, and he's got slippers, but the slippers, they're just part of the feet, I think Cuddles has exactly the same. Just a different color. Let's see. And the tail, actually, you know what, I think, if I remember right, the tail he uses in his videos is this exact tail I drew for him a while ago. Nemo says, the old wings so ugly. You know what, Nemo? I actually prefer these wings. I know. I do. I prefer these ones. I apologize, dude. Look, they're awesome. They're very, but no, I like them. Because, the style of these wings really go, I feel like they correspond a lot more to the, the rest of the rig. Oh god, what have I done? Anyway. You know what? I'm going to stop talking now. And I'm actually going to start animating the scene I've been wanting to, I'm going to re-animate that scene I was talking about. So, alright, let's get rid of, wait, Untitled, alright, let's get rid of Lumpy. So, like I said, this is a scene where Flippy basically, alright, this is what happens. I'm not gonna spoil the episode because that would be spoiling the episode. As you know, Flippy tends to flip out. He has the annoying habit of doing that. He has PTSD, I believe, and so every time he hears like a loud noise or a firecracker or something, he goes nuts and he turns into evil Flippy or Flick P. So in this scene, I can say that, I won't spoil it. He hears like a beeping sound, and the beeping sound basically reminds him of. It reminds him of like these like sirens that go off in a like a World War II airplane, if that makes sense. Like a beep beep beep. When the plane's crashing, you'd hear the alarm, and it brings him back to when he was, I guess, well, in this episode, he used to be a pilot, obviously, and it brings him right back into the scene. And what's going to happen is he's in a car and he's going to freak out, and then the camera's going to zoom in on him. That cool. I'm not even sure what that effect is called, actually. If you guys know what it's called. It's where where the camera moves in physically, but it unzooms, like the lens unzooms, and it creates this really cool effect where the character won't actually move, but the background kind of shrinks in a weird way, like it warps, and I mean, this technique's been used in so many different films, like, it's been used in, like, I think, Shrek, and in a bunch of different films. And yeah, it really emphasizes the scene, how he's gonna like freak out. So he's in a car, it's gonna unzoom, and he's gonna go, and then he's gonna go like, it's gonna start like his heavy breathing, and he's gonna freak out, and then the scene is gonna transition into like when he's in a World War II airplane, and then he's just gonna like completely freak out and turn into the evil Flippy, and then I won't tell you what happens next because that would be spoiling the video, wouldn't it now? All right, let me just check the old wings. And Nemo gave me a super chat. Well, thank you, Nemo. You are officially my first super chat. All right, I'll translate his comment. So I'm wondering if you prepared an animation for the donations. I'll see that now. Haha. Unfortunately, the minimum is €5. That is a bit abusive. Oh, I didn't. I'm sorry, Nemo. I have no idea. I don't know. Is it? I don't know how to change that. Sure. But thanks for the thanks for the €5 anyway. All right, let's get into the video. But thanks for the super chat, Nemo. Let's see. So I'm gonna stop talking now. I've been talking for the past 1 hour, and people are getting bored. Okay, let's import. General import. Let's import. So for this scene, we need Flippy. So we need the two Flippies. See, this is something also I did in Moho. That's probably not the best way. I have two different characters. I got a nice Flippy and an evil Flippy. Don't ask me, that does that every time. And that was because it was just easier for the in terms of the character rigging. So you'll see, it's a bit. I'll import both of them at the same time. All right. So that's nice, Flippy. And now let's import. General import. Evil Flippy. Alright. And what's going to happen is one of them is going to be visible at a time, basically. It's basically that. Alex says, Eddsworld Nemo. Nemo, moho is superior than Animate CC, absolutely. And Muxage, I'm sorry, I'm butchering your names. I hope you don't mind. Hi guys, well hi, Muxage, I'm really sorry. Muxage. Thanks for tuning in. Let's see. Hope the music's alright as well. If you have any, like, you know, recommendations or advice or something to improve the stream, you know, in any way, let me know. I'm very open to suggestions because, like I said, this is my first stream and I have absolutely no idea what the hell I'm doing. Right. And also, you will notice that, okay, let's just say, I'll try and bring in all these windows. It's a shame because I've got a massive 4K 36-inch screen that I'll always animate on my right. But for some reason I can't figure out how to screen that with OBS. So for now we're just gonna have to do it this way. And this is cool, Flippy. Okay. So, for a start, Evil Flippy is invisible. Boom. And you see how they're perfectly superimposed? It just looks like they've, you know, it's pretty straightforward. Not that big of a deal. We'll add them in a group though, so if I want to, you know, move them, I move both at the same time, because then if not, it'll be a bit of a nightmare trying to make them superimpose again. Layer 4. I'm not going to rename the layer, that's just a waste of time. Especially in a because this scene really isn't that complicated. Okay, so this is frame 0. I don't know if any of you guys are into animation or use, you know, Flash or anything. I don't know if you guys have a frame 0. See, this is actually frame 0. This is the frame where everything takes place, where you create the rig, where you make it, and then skip one frame, and then this is where the animation actually starts. I do believe this is unique to Moho. I'm not sure though, but hopefully. It's a really cool idea. So, okay. For a start, he will be looking straight. Okay, let's take a look at the storyboard. So, yeah, I won't spoil it. He's happy. He's right there, sitting on his chair next to Lumpy. Okay, carries on. Then there's like a beep going on. I've animated all this actually. Then he kind of hears the beep, freaks out, and then you can see behind him, you can actually see the, give it a bit of close up, the World War II plane, he turns evil, and that's it. Whoops! So let's start off with him having, he'll be looking straight ahead, but his body will be turned straight ahead. Yeah, that'll do. And he is happy, so he'll be like this. He's just chilling. Now these hands, these are like the default hands. I hate them. I've never used them. I've got a bunch of them. The one I use usually in like a rest position would be either like one of these, this one or this one. And, well, okay, it's this one. And I'll show you there's something a little bit different also. That would be the starting position. Now, yeah, I'll tell you this. It's basically, I'll tell you what the story's about. It's basically Lumpy is taking his driving test, and Flippy is the inspector, like the, yeah, is that what you call him? Like the inspector, you know, like yeah, like the guy who basically gives you your driving license, who gives the test, and that's who Flippy is. And so he has, or he should have, a little notepad, board 1. So which one is it? Yep, that's the one. Okay, so that's his notepad. By the way, all of this is either done directly in Moho or with Inkscape. Inkscape is an amazing vector-based 2D design software. See, this tool, because I've got so many layers, this tool basically tells me which layer I'm dealing with. So this hand can disappear. I'm not going to use this. Oh, you know what? I've just remembered something. If I want him to freak out, okay, you know what? There's gonna be. Can someone tell me how you say in English a faux raccord? if any of you speak French. I don't know what you call them. It's when, you know, like in movies when, you know, you have like one shot of something and then in the next shot like an object disappears and it's like a editing mistake. There's gonna be a nice big fat one here because in one shot he'll be holding the board and in the other one he won't be, because it will work a lot better for the animation. Okay. You know what? It's before I actually start animating, let's set the scene properly. So this is Flippy. I'll just call it F. I'm not gonna waste my time. Totally unique. Never seen this before. Nemo says totally. Yeah, frame 0 it's unique, right? Yeah. I don't know if you're being sarcastic or not. Okay. Meet Ed's World. Yulpaja. Skeggles Ed's World. So, Alex Peter Rees Aguirre, could you like elaborate exactly what you want me to do? Because I'm not actually quite sure I understand what you mean by that. You want me to make an animation with the characters from Ed's World? I could. Ed's World is by Tomska, I believe. I love Tomska. Oh my god. That'd be a dream collaboration right there. So what we're gonna do is, yeah, we're gonna add, okay. Let's open up an older scene. Oh well, never mind, I'll spoil it, but who cares? No, you're gonna see my terribly, my horrible file sorting system. Let's see. This is the old scene I did and I didn't like it, so I'm completely gonna redo it. By the way, if I'm taking forever, it's because I'm trying to talk at the same time. This doesn't usually take as long, but you know, I'm trying to interact with you guys. I just want to have a nice time. It's not really so much about, you know, creating the scene, because if I wanted to be efficient, I'd just, you know, do it on my own, I guess. But yeah, this is a good opportunity for you guys to, like, you know, ask questions or maybe ask me to do something like Alex Peter Rees says. Yeah, Ed's World, that's a good idea. I'll keep that in mind. No, I'm serious. I've never seen this before, and I can tell I tried many animating software. You should change his hat too. Lol, it looks a little bit weird. Military hat with a driving license. Absolutely. I actually thought of that. I was gonna make it white, but although it looks weird, it stays true to the character, and I feel like people wouldn't recognize him as much. But I definitely agree that it doesn't fit with the with the shirt at all. But who cares? Oh, for God's sakes, what am I trying to do? Yeah, you know what, screw it. I'll open up this scene featuring a very peculiar character. And I'm gonna wait till someone freaks out about something. I'll see if that actually happens. And Alex says, Keka, are you... Okay. I don't know if Alex is French, because he's saying very rude French words. Let's see. So this is one of the scenes where Flaky is driving a car, and all I'm interested in is the background. So let's see, Junior rig, car back, layer 1. See, it is nice the way I, you know, named everything. It takes a long time, but it's actually, you know, a lot of times it is worth it. So frame 0, I'm gonna select all these points, and I'm gonna copy, and I'm gonna paste that into my new project file. So frame 0, again, frame 0 is the frame where everything is created. You can't create stuff in any other frame but frame 0. We're gonna call this car back. Oops, I'm an idiot, I named the wrong file. Anyway, it is laggy. It's not usually this laggy, it's because OBS is running. Car back, I apologize. Car back, and this is F Flippy. Good. And frame 0, paste, and of course it needs to be right at the back. There we go. I created this in Inkscape, by the way, and I just imported it like a vector importation. You should make too a Blender stream. It would be more interesting for me because I'm curious about how you made these Tony videos. Yes. I'm planning on doing that, actually. I thought today it'd be more like a Happy Tree Friends stream, because I figured more people would be interested in the Heavy Tree Friends videos. I mean, when you look at the how many views Tony got and how many views the Heavy Tree Friends video got, I figured, you know, people might be more interested in seeing this. Also, it is nice for because this episode should be coming out soon. Oh my god, I've been saying that for the past 2 years. But you people need to understand. I mean, this is one of the reasons why I actually did this this stream. I was telling this to Nemo like a few hours ago. One of the reasons why is that I thought it would be interesting for you guys to see how complicated it can be to make one silly episode. And this is gonna be like not even 10 seconds of animation, right? The final episode is like should be 5 minutes long. So I hope this kind of, you know, helps people understand why, first of all, it takes such a long time to make these videos. And, you know, hopefully the, you know, people would be a bit less inclined to just, you know, grab their keyboard and smash down the, make more videos, because, you know, it takes a long time, and you know, it should be, you know, I feel like people should understand why, and not just, you know, people, you know, moaning about, oh, animation takes a long time. Yes, but like I'm gonna actually try and show you guys why. Okay, front. I'm being distracted. So yeah, but HGF is still interesting, I know. Awesome. 6 views. Oh, I didn't. Okay, I'm taking a look at the likes. Oh, that's nice. Got 9 likes. I'm gonna add a like because I always like my own videos. It's not sad. I just like my own videos, and I like rounded numbers too. So that'll be good. Okay. Again, for those of you, if any of you have just tuned in, feel free to, you know, write something in the in the comment section. I'll answer it. I'll try. If you have a question related to HTF or not, you know, even just like a general question about me maybe, or just a question about life. If you have a question about life, I'll answer that question for you. Does that look about right? Yeah. Now I wouldn't worry too much about the framing. The framing I always do last. And also little note here. If you look, I've got these lines right around the you know, like the framing zone, and these are called safe zones. And when I render the videos, because the final episode will be in 4K, and I don't render it in 4K, I actually render it in 5K, so that I actually do have safe zones, so that in Vegas, because I edit in Sony Vegas, I can go back and reframe something if it was a bit off while I rendered it, or even like I could add zooms and stuff like that without actually losing quality. The problem with that is that it takes bloody ages to render. It's not nearly as bad as rendering freaking Tony, but it still takes a long time. And yeah, of course, since he is the main character in the scene. Oh, you know what? Screw it. I'll frame it now, just because it's triggering me. Let's start it from here. And okay, now I'm seeing that the background, car back. I'm seeing that the background is going to be a bit limited. So let's stretch this guy out. Yeah, I'll do. So you'll notice that there is no I'm not using like a tablet or a pen. This is all vector. It's called vector art, where, you know, you have like Bezier. They're called Bezier curves, and that's the reason why, like, even, you know, nothing was drawn by hand with a tablet, because of, if you look how smooth these lines are, you wouldn't be able to achieve that with a pen, or at least it would take a million tries. And like I said, I absolutely suck at drawing, so that'll you know, definitely won't help the fact that I suck at drawing. Okay, the window's all wonky, and anyway, you guys are gonna get bored, so let's start animating now. This is the fun part. The fun part is the first layer, layer of animation. This is how I animate. I'll create like a first quick animation, basically. Excuse me. A quick animation I won't worry about, you know, the 12 Disney principles, which I'll talk about later. And I'll just basically, you know, create like a rough idea of what the animation will look like, and then I'll polish it. It's called the polishing phase, where you go in and you really add like little details. Maybe you'll make him blink and little, you know, like secondary movements and stuff like that. Cool. Okay. So let's say, by the way, I'm in linear now. Ease in and out, always. You know, I could explain every single piece of this, but it would take me all night. Ease in and out basically makes the movement a lot smoother. If you know, that's like the general explanation of it. You always want to be in ease in and out. Well, not always, but for characters, 99% of the time, you want to be in ease in and out. And what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to select the bones that are... Oh, actually, you know what? I'm just going to freeze. Okay, freeze pose. This created a keyframe for every single bone in the rig. And I'll demonstrate. I'll quickly give you a little demonstration of how animation like this works. Here, I'll just read the... Don't show us... Nemo says, show us some backgrounds now. I'll show you some backgrounds if you want. I'll show you the Inkscape file. And Alex says, Jeffy x Flaky. I have no idea who Jeffy is. I apologize. I guess is Jeffy your OC? Might be. Okay. If I wanted his head to go from side to side, what I'd do is, I wouldn't redraw the head 24 times a second in a slightly different position. That's called frame by frame animation, and that's the type of animation Disney used to use in like the freaking 50s. Nowadays, or at least with moho and, you know, puppet animation, that's not how it works. For example, I'll add a keyframe right here. So by selecting a bone, it automatically inserts a keyframe. And here's the timeline. So this is, you know, these little numbers represent frames, not seconds, frames. And I'm animating at 24 frames a second. So 24 frames is 1 second of animation. So if now, after 24 frames, I slide his head like this, that created a keyframe in that position. And in the, if I can show you the motion graph, the computer basically figured out every frame in between. And this, if I press play now, it's going to be laggy as hell. In real life, it's silky smooth because it's 24, but it'll be laggy because of the stream. There you go. See what happened there? And this is the position, basically like the position graph or the vector graph. For simple movements like this, I don't use it, but for a lot of, you know, more advanced stuff, I'll definitely use that. And another reason why I hate Flash is because you don't have that damn thing in Flash, or you do, but it's freaking awful. I hate using it. It's just not easy. So there you go, and basically that's the principle of, you know, behind puppet animation. All right, let's reset that. Okay, let's say we want him to stay still for at least a second. So what I like to do is always add like an extra period of time where I can, it's like an error margin for when I'm actually going to animate it. Oh, sorry, edit it in Sony Vegas. I can, you know, cut off when I want it to. So I never want to be limited by the animation video or software. I want it to be cut precisely with Vegas. So I always leave a bit more time than needed. I hope that makes sense. So we're gonna actually, we're gonna leave 2 seconds. All right. Now he's gonna freak the hell out. So bone freeze pose. Now what we're gonna do is, now Nemo, are you watching this? I hope Nemo is watching. Okay, let me just read these for a minute. Flippy is staring into your soul. He absolutely is staring into your soul. MK Sash. YouTube poop Alex. Sure. Imagine if both of us had to return in Flash suddenly, I would die. I could never figure out how to use Flash. The only animation I did in Flash was the Halloween video, and it was just awful. I mean, in the end it was good. It was just uneditable. Okay, now he's gonna freak out. So this is the fun part. Now Nemo, are you watching this? This is how long it takes for me to create an eye blink. Are you ready? Count. 3, 2, 1, go. 1, 2, bam, close. Close. 1, 2, reset. Reset. Stop. And there you go. That was an eye blink. 1, 2, 3, 4. Automatic. How amazing was that? So, see, that's the really cool thing with moho. It's really convenient for fast animating like this and puppet animation. And it's just great for a lot of things. Not as flexible, I guess, as Flash, because, you know, it's kind of harder to add stuff, but you definitely can. Okay. When someone tends... Okay, let's animate the mouth, I guess. That could be easy. Keyframe. And what mouth should we use for this? I mean, if you guys have suggestions, like things you'd want to see, you know, if it's a good idea, I'll definitely use it, and you might see it in the final episode. So definitely, like, let me know if there's anything you'd like to see. Like a cool animation idea. I don't know. Actually, you know what? I think I'll go with a triangle. That one. Where is it? God damn. There it is. Okay. Okay. Something pretty cool also. I'm gonna have him use those freak out eyes. I don't know if you've noticed in the episode, when the characters freak out or they get hurt or whatever, their eyes kind of go like super round, because you can see they're like ovals in this instance. But when they freak out, they turn round, and you'll see, we'll animate the pupils. So, left eye selector, this is what the selector does. Okay, so let's add a keyframe here, and now we're gonna turn. Okay, these are all the eyes, like different eyes I've got like pre-programmed, and we're gonna use this one. I love this eye so much. Right eye selector, let's use this. All right, and that's a bit late, so let's select these two bones, left eye, right eye, and you can see the keyframes are right here. The keyframes in red are the selected bones, basically. That's all you need to know. And they're gonna turn around as soon as he opens his eyes, or else it'll look like a bug. Okay, so that's good, except that the transition from the happy mouth to the shocked mouth is a bit too brutal. So we're gonna ease that in with let's see, mouths. We're gonna ease that in with a intermediate mouth. So the final mouth should be the exact same frame as when he actually, when he actually opens his eyes. So this is the final mouth position, that's good. But we're gonna add an intermediate one in the middle. So that's happy. No, that's way too happy. See, it interpolated between the two, that's why I did that. So let's add probably this one. That's a good transition. So it's happy, not too happy, and really not too happy. See how that worked? And again, it's super laggy right now, because first of all, it's like live processing the animation, and it's obviously I'm running on OBS, and my laptop is not happy. It's, oh my god, my laptop is super hot. It's a really good laptop as well. It's a Predator Helios 300 Acer. Like, it's a gaming laptop, because, you know, I'm not actually a gamer, but it's really good for this sort of stuff, because it's got a really good graphics card. It's the GTX 1060 with 6 gigs of RAM. Although moho doesn't actually use the graphics card. It's more because it's got an i7. It's a 7700K Q processor, which is really good. And even so, it's like lagging like crazy. Okay. Something that happens in animation, or even in I don't know if it happens in real life, but something pretty cool that happens, I noticed, when characters get scared, is that their pupils will shrink. Yeah, the pupils just shrink. And it's quite quick. It'll take like maybe not even a second. And I've got this here, this controller, that again, I pre-programmed, that allows me to select the pupil scale. So for example, if you want to get him like high, high on, I don't know. Yeah, if you just want him to be, yeah. You could, yeah. Or it's super cute, whatever, whichever one you want. But no, in this case, we want his eyes to shrink. So what we'll have him do is that we'll reset this. This is going to be, so it's going to start off normal scale, and then we'll fast forward, I don't know, let's try maybe a bit less than a second. Pupil scale, let's have him scale all the way down like this. I think this is a bit too small, like obviously I pre-programmed like extreme positions, you know, just in case. I think that'll do. Ooh, there we go. There he freaks out. He's happy, and then his face changes. Good. And also you'll notice how his eyes are like turn into polygons. that again is just moho trying to like speed up rendering by, you know, limiting the amount of vertices, I guess. All right, let me just read the comments. Oh god, haven't read them in a while. Mrs. Autumn says, "Wow, love." Well, thank you for tuning in, Mrs. Autumn. XD no soy English. I assume that means I don't speak English. I'm sorry, I apologize. I only speak French and English. I don't speak. Oh no, I don't know. Spanish? I have no idea. Where are you from, Mrs. Autumn? I'd love to know. When on Flash, I was taking 2 minutes to do an Ive link. Yeah, me too. Me too. Oh, I know. Moho is amazing. Bueno, I don't understand. Alex, Peter, okay, Jelby. Alex, Peter, could you like write like full sentences? I don't understand what you mean. And Mrs. Autumn from Mexico. Okay, I guess, sure. That's from people from all over the world. This is awesome. Right now I'm in Canada, in Montreal, in Quebec. Je suis à Montréal. And Nemo says, I don't know how the HTF crew managed to stay in Flash, but I believe it's because they spend over 20 years in it. Absolutely. Now that's something, actually, a video I watched recently about with Blender, where studios will stick to, you know, software they've got experience with. But no, the reason why the HTF crew still use Flash, I believe, is because Flash is a way better software in terms of cloud performance. I don't know if you can say that in English. Like, it's great if you want to work as a team. How you can just transfer files, and there's like the Adobe, system to transfer. Just to work in a team, it's a lot more convenient. Moho, I mean, you can obviously. There are professional companies. Puff and Rock, actually. I don't know if you guys know Puff and Rock. It's Irish. It's an Irish cartoon series. They use Moho. They completely use Moho, and they use another software for the file transfer. But yeah, the reason why they stuck to Flash is, I guess, because Flash is, it is a good software for certain things. And HDF they're still very, frame by frame. But as a team, it's a lot better. I'm obviously solo, one man show, so yeah, Moho is definitely my software of choice for that. But anyway, I'm trying to talk and animate at the same time. This is really hard. When people, back to the animation. I'll check out the comments. I'll check out the comments in every 15 minutes or something, and I'll just get distracted way too often. But yeah, definitely. Again, if you've just tuned in, leave a comment, say hi. Really, really appreciate it, and yeah, maybe. Oops. And maybe, a recommendation, possibly, I might animate something. Or a cool idea. Anyway, what was I saying? Yes, when people freak out, something they do is they jump. And obviously in this case, since his arms are kind of like this, his arms will kind of go up. And he's gonna gain volume, I guess. And now, we're gonna use what's called 12 principles of, one of the 12 principles of animation, which are fundamental if you want to animate. You really need to understand the theory behind this, and one of them is anticipation and bounce or recoil. Basically, the idea is, if he's gonna jump up, I don't want to animate him just going up and then that's it, because that would just look boring and it wouldn't be realistic and it just wouldn't work. It'll look very robotic and just amateurish. What you want him to do is you want him to actually gain momentum by kind of kneeling down, I guess. He's going to go down, he's going to go up, and then he's going to retract back down again, because he's got weight to him, and it's going to with all the inertia, it's going to go up and then back down. I hope that makes sense. I'm going to demonstrate it right now. And to do this, I'm just going to I'll select this one. I'll just get his entire body to do that. Okay. And again, if it doesn't look good, it's probably going to look like shit, because it always does the first time. He's going to go down, let's say, it doesn't need to be that much, honestly. Okay, down and then up. It really needs to be quick. Something I've noticed with, I guess more, I hate to say amateur because I hate that word, but more like beginner, I guess, animations, is that the movements are way too long. They last for way too long. It's just super floaty and it doesn't like it doesn't snap. So okay, it's also really hard to see what it looks like because of how laggy it is. I can preview the animation and that's actually what you're supposed to do. And there are things you can do, like you can turn down resolution, or I could overclock my CPU, but I'd rather not do that. And yeah, let's get him to jump up. My laptop has never been this hot before. Oh my god. That's the Ethernet cable. I've no idea how much internet I'm using up. In my little student apartment, I'm limited to 100 gigs. I'm probably eating away my internet connection right now. We'll see how much it took. Okay, that's not too bad, but it's very limited. It's just kind of like just the body going up and down. It's kind of it's like it looks like shit. So we're gonna animate his arms. So he goes down. Oh, and also here's another issue. I want his face to change when he is at the highest position, if that makes sense. And as you can see, his face changes when he's down. It's not a big deal. It's just something that'll look a lot nicer in the final animation. It's just that little extra touch of perfectionism, as I like to do. I'm a bit of a perfectionist, I know. So you can either delay the up and down, and that's what I'm going to do. Instead of changing a bunch of bones and then getting confused, I'm just going to change this. And so what I'm going to do is, okay, boom, this is where his face changes, and this keyframe is down, oh, no, normal, down, up. The third one is up. So we're going to drag this right on the timeline. And there you go, that's the up position. So down, up, and that's what I'm looking for. Boom. It's so laggy. You really can't, I really can't, like, I know it looks fine because of how many times I've done this type of movement with these characters before, and I know like 2 frames per, like, an interval of 2 frames works great. But with, you know, animation this laggy, it's really like tough to you know, to see if it's what you want. Okay, let's do the arms now. So his arms are just gonna stick out just a little bit. So I do believe I set a yeah, okay. So I've got the first keyframe, which is this position, and like I showed you before with the head tilting, I'm probably gonna move him forward. Yes, when he's up, it should be, okay, no, 1 frame later than when he's at his highest position will be when his arms are at the highest position. That is, it's another principle. I really need to learn the names. It's called, and what's it called? It's like, basically it's gonna make it look like his arms have some like inertia. I really need to learn like the names so I can sound, so I can actually sound like I know what I'm talking about. Okay. So boom. No, let's see, that's not enough. Because of how much his body is moving, you really can't see the arms. And we'll have these actually fold in just a bit like that as well, I guess. Boom. Okay. Yeah. It's too laggy, so I really can't tell if it's any good. Okay, if any of you guys use Moho, here's a cool trick you can do. Or even if in Flash or in any animation software, you're always gonna have a preview option where it's gonna like okay, here it is. Oh no, that's the preview. Yeah, okay, we're gonna preview the animation. Preview animation. I'm seeing it on, where is it? Where do you go? So it's running through it right now. I think it's loading it into the RAM. It's creating like a RAM render. I can stop it now. Boom. On hot. Stop. There we go. So the quality looks disgusting, but who cares? All we're interested in is smooth FPS. And so, I mean, I don't even know if on this stream it might be laggy as well. Anyway. So his arms, no, okay. His arms look too stiff, and that is because I literally forgot what I said 5 minutes ago. Remember, principles of Disney, you want anticipation and bounce. I think that's what it's called. So you want him to go up a little, actually, a little bit more than, oh shit, it's doing this again. Okay. Moho has a few issues. There are a few bugs with Moho. I don't know if it's with my computer or whatever, but from time to time, it'll do this, and there's nothing I can do. I literally have to, I have to restart the software, and that's fine. I'll just do that now. I'll save it, and we'll call this. So these are all the scenes, by the way, for the episode. If you guys want to see one of the scenes, let me know, and I'll see if it doesn't spoil the episode. I'll show you guys. But yeah, see, this is also another reason why animation takes so long. It's because, especially if you work on your own, it's your job to figure out the bugs. And see, this is just a complete waste of time right now. But anyway, I'll answer some of the comments. Oh god, so many. I don't know if okay, I've read that. Yeah, Flash is not horrible, but it's still good compared to Toon Boom, and Moho is incredibly bad. Well, I don't know if it's bad. It's just different, you know. It depends on what you want to do. Actually, I don't know if it didn't work. Yeah, Moho does weird stuff. Just the other day, I lost a few weeks of work actually on Moho. That's why I always back up everything, as you can see here. Wait, I'll wait for it to open up. If it keeps bugging, and the other thing you need to do is to restart your PC. I'm not going to do that. Random backup. This is all backup, and and from time to time I back that up on a separate key also. See, this is one of the stock animations on Moho. I'll show you guys look how cool that is. That's just one of the animations that comes with the software, and you can mess around with the keyframes, just to have some fun with it. Open. Let's see if that worked, and if it didn't, I'm not going to restart the PC, and I'm just going to probably mess around on Blender and show off some Tony. I'll show you guys how Tony works. Actually, I'll do that anyway, but okay. Alright, please don't do this to me now. It's a strange bug. It's happened before. Yes. Okay. See, sometimes that'll happen. Just restart the software and you're good. All right, I'll just read a few of these your comments. Flash is not horrible. As for Toon Boom, so this is Nemo, by the way. You guys definitely know Nemo. As for Toon Boom, it's absolute perfect work for a team because the library is shared. Absolutely, there you go. Moho isn't that good for that sort of stuff. Like, you literally have a free cloud. There you go. No, Toon Boom is a really good software from what I've heard. I've never used it before. This is the software Nemo uses, but I've never used Toon Boom. I'm very happy with Moho. San the God XD says hello, Nikki. Well, hello, San the God XD. Thanks for tuning in. And yeah, show us some. Toon Boom is the first software. Okay. How old are you, Alex Peter Rees Iguria? I'd love to know how old you are. And where are you from? Tell me a little bit about yourself. Okay. I'm gonna stop getting distracted. Okay, the arms need to go up and down, like I said. So, and I don't want it to be completely symmetrical. I might actually have one arm slightly higher than the other one. That can actually look quite good in some situations, and I'll lower it that's probably a bit too much. And this is what animation's all about. You try something, you play it. If it doesn't look good, you mess around with the keyframes until it looks good. There's no secret formula to it. It's really just trial and error. And for example, that is a bit too much. So you don't want to overdo the bounciness, because if you do, it'll just look too bouncy. It'll look like he's made of, see, what the hell? It'll look like he's, because see, these little bounces, they're secondary movements, secondary animations. They should never look like main ones. And if you overdo them, it'll look like he is deliberately forcing his arms down, which is not the case. It's just the inertia, kind of like the weight, and that's something I struggle with. You know what? I'm not gonna make it perfect. It's too laggy anyway. So we'll carry on with the stream. I'll just animate him I'll animate like the basic movements. And like I said before, you can always come back in, tweak the keyframes anytime you want. That's the wonderful thing with with Moho software. It's non-destructive. Obviously, you can come in anytime and do whatever the hell you want. And it froze. Okay, no, we're good. So he freaks out. And okay, so now we're gonna create this cool effect. Hello. Okay. We're gonna create this cool effect where like I said, the camera moves in, but the background actually, the camera moves in and zooms out at the same time, which means that Flippy is not gonna move, but the background is gonna shrink. And that's going to create, it's going to emphasize the stress, the stressful situation for him. Car back. Okay, we're going to have, this little cursor is going to create the center of mass, or the center of, just the center, which means that when I scale it, it scales and rotates around that point. And I want that point to be right in the middle of Flippy's face. And front's going to be a bit different. In the first animation I did, I nailed. I feel like I did a pretty good job at that. But I'm gonna redo it here anyway, just to show you guys, because it's a pretty cool effect. Car back. I had to study. I think I used the scene from Shrek. I watched that scene again and again to try and figure out how they did it, and it's actually really simple. Okay, he freaks out. Keyframe just about here. And you'll notice there aren't any bones here because this is just image tweaking and I'm just modifying the scale. And this is gonna go back. And I think last time I did it was okay, let's not overdo it. Okay, I want it to be really far back, but I'm gonna have to modify the scale of that. You know what? Never mind. Let's just, yes. Okay. So that goes back. But the front section of the car is actually going to move forward. Well, forward as in horizontally. Which in this case, since it's 2D, means it's actually going to go down. So, okay, where's the keyframe for this? So it's just sync, front, boom, create a keyframe, car back, and move it down. Whoops, wrong one. Front. Let's see. Oh, something else. That's something I really hate with Moho. One of the only things I actually really hate with Moho is that in scenes, I mean, I guess in most software it would be the same, but in scenes that involve a lot of complex, characters and a lot of stuff going on, when you want to undo and you click, Control Z, it takes ages. It can take like 10 seconds sometimes. And same for copy and paste, it can take 10 seconds, and that really slows down the workflow, and that's really no good. So, I mean, it's, obviously that's not a choice, that's more of a problem with how Moho deals with the files and everything. I'm not actually, I don't know anything about programming, so, what happened? Oh yeah, I didn't select both. So what I did there is that I noticed okay. Yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good speed. And of course, I haven't started the sound design yet, but that's going to be fun. I'm going to have to design a pretty cool sound effect for this. It's going to be like time slowing down. Maybe add like a clock ticking or something. I don't know. See, that's something else you need to mess around with. Sound design. Oh, I love sound design. I saved that. Well, it's not that I saved it for last. You always do it last, but yeah, I can't wait for the sound design. Obviously, I've got a bit of an issue with the chairs, but that is also because it's not zoomed in enough. Let's zoom. Let's see. No, see I don't know how to load these settings by default. I wish I figured that out. Maybe McCoy Buck could tell me how to do that. McCoy Buck is the guy on YouTube who makes amazing moho tutorials. He's the guy who taught me pretty much everything. And all of this, by the way, is I'm self-taught. It's just tutorials on YouTube. Just tutorials, and just try different things. I didn't go to cinema school, animation school. I don't need. Well, it's not. I don't need to. It's that it's more like I said. I'm already an engineering student, so I don't have time. But you know, you don't need school necessarily to do basic animations like this. You can just teach yourself and just have fun with it. Like I said, if you guys want to start out and don't really know where to start with this type of animation, there's a really good video on YouTube that explains the different types of animation. You need to understand that first of all, like the difference between puppet animation, frame by frame animation, stop motion. I mean, that's basically it, like 3 main animation types. And then once you've figured out which one is more suited for you, that's when you're going to choose the software. Like I said before, I am not a frame, I suck at frame by frame. I can't draw, and I just don't like frame by frame. I just can't do it, and so that's why. You know, Flash is really good for frame by frame, but yeah, that's why I don't. I use puppet animation, and then once I figured out that was the type of animation I felt more comfortable with, that's when I watched a bunch of tutorials and learnt about the principles of animation, and then obviously watch a lot of kind of animations on YouTube, and when you watch cartoons, instead of just kind of watching it and focusing on the story, really try and focus on the actual animation and what is going on, and you'd be like, okay, what's happening here? Why is his head kind of bouncing? And you just pick up stuff like this, and then you can integrate it in your own stuff. So I'm rambling, but that actually looks pretty nice. I could zoom in just a tad. Let's try that. Actually, I didn't do that in my last animation. I just let it as it is. These are the camera tools, so basically if I move this, I'm not actually moving the scene, I'm moving the camera. I don't know if, Nemo, actually, if you could tell me, is there a camera tool in Flash like this, where you can use the camera and pivot the camera, and there's even a 3D tool where it makes it look as if it's like you're panning around in like 360. I don't think, although it probably does. And I just heard a massive explosion outside. That's lovely. Canada's supposed to be safe. No, I love Canada. Well, Canada's nice if it's not in the middle of winter. It was this winter was absolutely horrible. It was freezing, like minus 35 degrees Celsius. Almost died. And now it's just super hot. And usually I'd have my air conditioning on, but it's too loud. And so for this stream, I just let everything off. And my laptop is acting as a massive radiator, and it's actually getting pretty hot. So I might actually go and grab a glass of water in a minute, so bear with me. You'll notice a lot of times these there is a lot of weird stuff going on, underneath the camera. Like you can see his feet here. You'd be like, well, what's the point of having his feet there if you're not going to see them? Like I said, these are all rigs that already exist. I didn't draw them. It's just, I import stuff and I place them in front of the camera how I need them to be, just like a real film. And that's the big difference also with frame by frame, is that, you wouldn't draw something you don't see. Let's see. I'll just have a look at the comments. See, I'm trying to I'm trying to answer your comments, but why don't you guys say? Oh my god, I'm quite okay. So okay, sorry. Since I have it, so Nemo, it's also the first software, uncrackable. I didn't crack Moho. I purchased it completely legally. Anwar OA says hi, Nikki. Hi, Anwar OA. I hope I didn't butcher your name. Alex, yep. Yeah. The mole. Hello, Nemo. Well, hello, Nemo. Everyone says hello to Nemo. Why don't you guys say hi? You can say hi to Nemo. You can say hi to each other. I don't care. This is just like a nice little, you know, I guess, group, you know, just like a little group chat. You can talk to whoever the hell you want. I said it to, yes, okay. Mole, Mr. Pickles and Flippy. Mr. Pickles and Flippy. Has anyone ever done Mr. Pickles and Flippy? Pickles is not real. It's part of Lemmy's imagination, dude. Or is it? Or is he? That's the question. Is he part of her imagination, or is he? There's a bit more to it. I don't know. I mean, says hi guys. Hi to everyone. Yeah, don't worry about it. I mean, let's just, you know, everyone can talk to whoever you want. Wow. I can ping anyway. You can ping. Yeah, I guess you can. I don't know how this works. I'm figuring it out with you guys. The more, but it would be. I'm sorry. Hat 1607. Hey Nikki. Well, hey Hat 0617. Thanks for tuning in. When you plan to make the air conditioner homemade tutorial, you'll get millions of views. That'll be on my other channel. My other channel, by the way, is Nicholas Solank PBP. It's got way more subscribers than this. Well, not way more subscribers, but it's got, yeah. One of the videos did pretty well. With Toon Boom, you can convert your animation into frame by frame. It's yeah. I mean, Toon Boom is a really good software. I should probably, you know, figure out how to use it. It's the most recent version of Animate CC. I'd have it, but it's incredible, buggy, and uncomfortable. Yeah, it's yeah. Nemo really doesn't like Flash. Okay, cool. All right, let's carry on. But yeah, thanks. I really appreciate you guys, you know, leaving comments, trying to keep this stream alive as much as possible. So yeah, I don't know how many. Is there a way to figure out how many like new people? Because for those of you who've just tuned in, we're animating one of the scenes in my upcoming episode. So this is the storyboard for it, where Flippy flips out as he tends to do. He hears a loud beep, and he doesn't like that because it reminds him of when he was a pilot, and it brings back nasty memories. And so this scene is kind of like the, you know, the traditional freak out moment. Is the sound alright, by the way? I'm just saying that. Okay. So now what we're gonna have him do is I want him to breathe heavily. So something I did what I did last time is that I had him go up and down. He just kind of went like up and down and up and down. It looked a bit like cheap and, well, not fake, because obviously it looks fake, but yeah, it didn't look that impressive. I would rather his, because obviously when you breathe, you know, your stomach kind of inflates and it deflates. And what I'd like to do is I would actually like to, his arms are gonna come up and out, like, this is like, okay, if I'm gonna, something I do a lot also is it's kind of embarrassing. Well, it's not embarrassing, but it's quite funny. Is that if I'm not sure about what a character should do, I will actually film myself doing the pose. And so I mean I can see myself right now. So what he'll do is he'll be and back down, and his arms will come out and then back in. And he's gonna be like his breathing is gonna be very clear. It's gonna be like. And so his mouth is going to do that. We'll do all that lip sync in a moment. And so yeah, what I would like him to do, and let's not worry about, you know, the windows not showing all this. These are all, you know, little details you usually do right at the end when you're actually happy with the animation, because if not, and you have to start the whole thing again, it's just a big waste of time like I did last time. Okay. You know what? I'm actually going to do the lip sync first, because that is going to be a guide as to when he needs to go up and down. Okay. And we'll have him blink and all sorts of stuff, but that'll be for the polishing phase. Creep 10 best says I want blood. Don't worry, dude. We'll have tons of that in the episode. Okay. Cool, Nemo. Creep 10 beast. All right, tell me, are you still there? If you're still there, I'll show you blood. If not, I won't. So let me know if you're still there. So, we'll either create... Yes, he is. Okay. Oh, is this gonna spoil it? Nah, whatever. There's just so many scenes. If you want blood, here's some blood. I worked on this the other day. This is Flaky's death scene. Alright. This is cool. And there she goes. haven't finished it yet, but that's what I'm going with. And something new actually I tried doing. I was messing around with these blood, like running blood. Actually, Nemo, tell me if Nemo is still there. If he actually knows how I did that. Right there. See the running blood down her face, or his face? We don't know. There we go. Obviously, you want to add. Like I added a few, the arms here. How she's twitching. Anyway, that's pretty funny. I quite like that. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And don't worry, Creep 10 best. There's lots more blood in this episode. That's just one of the scenes. But yeah, thanks for your requests. Yeah, like I said, if you guys want to see something, I guess I could always show you. You might as well. I won't be streaming that often, so now's a good opportunity. For those of you who've just tuned in, if you guys want to ask me any questions about me, about life, about the episode, about how we do friends, just about anything, just ask. If it's a silly question, I'll answer it anyway because I'm very silly. Let's see. Yeah, I am there, but I did not understand what you asked. Ah, never mind. I asked if you knew, if you. I keep looking at the wrong screen to talk to the audience. If you knew how I animated the blood running down the face, how I animated that, because maybe you use a different technique. All right, let's have him breathe. Okay, actually this is pretty cool because I'm gonna create an action. I'm gonna show you guys. This is specific to moho, I think. You can, like I did for the eyes and the mouth, and pre-programmed positions. Frame by frame. Wrong. Not frame by frame. Not frame by frame. So, yes. No, it's not frame by frame. The blood splattering all over the place, which you didn't see, was frame by frame, but not the blood. Well, is it frame? No, it's not. It's not quite frame by frame. If anyone else has an idea. Right. Let's create an action. So let's just add. I mean, I really don't need to because I'm gonna use. This is only. Oh wait, why the hell is he? Okay, I know why. Need to select the right bone first. I really don't need to do this because he's only gonna be breathing in this episode, and I could totally use I could just stretch out the whole model. But screw it. Let's create an action. So let's create a bone. We're gonna call this, because you need to name these. Breathe. I wish I did this for every character, because then if I had done it for just one character, I would have copied and pasted it, and every character would have had that. But of course I didn't, because after 8 months of work, I was like, oh fuck this. Let's just start animating. Okay, bone. Make smart bone dial. Separate. No, minus yes. Okay, you'll see. This bone is gonna control. Okay, and it jumped. I don't know why it does that. It just does sometimes. Okay. This is the initial position, so angle 180, yeah, that's fine. We'll have it last 100 frames. It doesn't need to be that smooth anyway. It needs to be linear. This is really important. Linear. So if I press play, you see the bone kind of just, oh yeah, and then the 50, frame 50, I want it to be exactly 90 degrees because this is like the default position. It'll make sense. If you start using moho, it'll definitely make sense. Okay, now what I want to add is, let's say, oh yeah, okay, it needs to be cool. For this action, I'm gonna have his body face me, and then we'll put it back in its default position. I must not forget that. I will forget it. I know I'll forget it. Okay. Ignore his hands. This is just about the shirt. So, I don't believe you can do this in Toon Boom. If you can, let me know. Okay. Like I said, frame 50 will be the default position because when you open up the rig, all of these bones will be in this position. So you don't want like the default position to be all messed up. This is default. When the bone turns to the left, that will be when he is like, I guess, deflating. So, yeah, okay. How would that look? Okay, I guess that would work for now. And we're gonna add loads. There's gonna be more to it, but for now, let's just have this, and then frame 100 will be extra wide. And this is, okay, I'm modifying just the, okay, yeah, I'm modifying just the layer. I'm not actually modifying the points. And the belly will do the same thing. Oh no, not the belly. The body. Where's the body? Okay, whatever. See, this tool just allows me to select whatever I'm seeing. There it is. Frame 50. Yep, it's alright. Oh my god, it's so hot. Guys, if ever you're thinking about moving to Canada, just don't. Just don't do it. It gets like down to -40 in the winter, and then there's no spring, and then all summer long it's just scorching hot and super like humid. I don't know if any of you are from Canada. And then that'll be okay. Breathe out, breathe in. See how that works? It's actually quite simple. I mean, that's all there is to it. Let's get the body and the shirt. Now, again, this is easing and out. You always want it to be linear for actions because it's when you actually animate the controller that'll be smooth. Because then if you have a smooth bone with smooth action, it'll be double smooth. If that makes sense. And it'll look strange. Okay. Now back to the main animation. And of course, guess what? I forgot to put the body turn back in its default position. I knew I would do that. That's okay though. I can just change that right now. Let's see. Alright. Okay. This is the bone. Okay, I'm just literally gonna delete the keyframe. Boom. As if nothing happened. There we go. Perfect. And see, yeah, this is with moho is definitely when you're gonna start getting bugs, is when you leave in stuff like this, when you have actions within actions and just little things that shouldn't be there. I mean, moho deals with it pretty well, but if you have loads of actions, in the end, it's just gonna explode on you, and you won't understand what the hell is going on, which has happened to me loads of times. There you go. And now, as you can see, all I need to animate this now is just by rotating this bone. And I can do whatever I want with it now. And so, see, that's like, obviously on its own, it doesn't look any good. He does need to go up and down a little bit, and he's, move his arms. But this is a good base for the heavy breathing. So, unzoom, and he's gonna start breathing pretty soon. Like, I'm not gonna wait till it completely unzooms, but Alright, let's see. Well, transformation then. Oh, no. To do all liquid animating, we're kind of forced to do frame by frame mostly. Well, actually, I'll show you how I did it. But if you have alternate solution, then yes, I definitely do have an alternate solution. Frame 0 is the secret frame where you can get all secrets to become successful animator. Yes, the frame 0 is something special. Nikki, you were aware yesterday was my birthday. Actually, I was aware. I may or may not be preparing a little something. Maybe not. Who knows? Talking about the animation and I'm talking stupid. You can talk about stupid things all you want. Creep 10 best. Sergio Villas Romero. I'm sorry if I butchered that. Yeah, do you just tune in? Well, thanks for tuning in. Episodes of Happy True Friends, please. Well, that's absolutely what we're working on right now. A big episode. Sure. Hope well. Again, I'm not gonna tease you guys too much because if it ends up being shit, well then that'll be a huge disappointment, wouldn't it? But it's just an episode. It'll be 5 minutes long. Flaky says hello. Well, hello, Flaky. Actually, here. Let me show you something, Flaky. This is for you. You guys have seen this. Okay. Flaggy. There you are. There you go, Flaky. You're welcome. Creep 10. When someone like Nikki. Oh wait, I can't read the entire thing. Let's see. When someone like Nikki animating could be doing for so much time, I make animations in 5 minutes. Well, again, I mean, like I said, it's because I'm talking to you guys that I'm really not being efficient. I'm not concentrating, but it takes time. It takes time. And it's true that I am a bit of a perfectionist and I will spend hours just trying to get like the tiniest little details right. Because, you know, at the end of the day, it's true. I could have, you know, if I wanted to, I could have made this episode in like a weekend. It would have been shit, right? The quality would have been shit. And in the long run, it wouldn't even get that many views because maybe I'll get, you know, if I churn out videos, it'll be good, you know, like, yeah, subscriber wise, like people would, you know, have their weekly content or whatever. But it's just not what I'm about, you know. I'd much rather, I mean, not that the quality is going to be fantastic either, right? Because, you know, it's, I'm still a, you know, and, what do you call it? Like, I'm obviously not a professional animator at all, by any means. But, you know, I'm trying to, you know, make something decent, I guess. So yeah, I take my time. Okay, show me how you did it, I'll show you. But I guess it's probably a feature of Moho. No, it's very simple. And editing kill. I think I know, it's a cover by a mask and it's the mask who is moving. Bingo, that's exactly how I do it. I'm the baby in the theaters. What in the heck are you talking about? Creep 10 best. If you could elaborate. I'm really not sure what you're talking about. But I'd love to know what you're talking about. So yes, yeah, I'll just show Nemo how I do the blood effect. Yeah, he's absolutely right. Layer 9, this is it. Okay, got this, my favorite tool here. There you go. Okay, I got blood right here. This is, oh, wait, I won't use that one. I mean, I hope this is interesting for people who don't necessarily, you know, who aren't necessarily into animation. I hope this isn't too boring for you guys, you know. Trying to make it fairly entertaining for everyone. But, yeah, see the, this is how I do the blood. So the, wait, where's, oh yeah. So this is just the stream as it is. I draw it once, it's one frame. And then here I've got a mask. And this mask, well, like it says, it's gonna mask a certain part. So basically, it you know, in the beginning, it's gonna mask the entire, stream, or what do you call it, like line of blood, whatever it's called, and it's gonna basically progressively reveal it, and that's how it works. And so the reason I said it's not quite frame by frame, but it kind of is because this mask is kind of frame by frame because of how I mean, these are all the keyframes, and there's quite a few. I mean, obviously, see, like from this frame to this one, it's, you know, I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like tweened, but that's how the blood works, and that's the method that worked best for me, because frame by frame. See, the nice thing with this is that if, like, you know, I'll always try to do stuff that I can correct later on, and if I come back and like a few days later, I'm like, oh, you know, that stream looks a bit silly, like, oh, you know, like the shape of it's not right, or I don't know, I want to add like something, and it just kind of bothers me. I could just go in right now and, well, I won't do it because then I have to, like, and whatever. But I could just, you know, modify the way it looks, and then the mask, just modify a few keyframes, and bang, it corrects it. Frame by frame, you basically have to redo the whole thing. So there you go. That was for Flaky, who just tuned in. You're welcome. There you go. That's for you. I'm the baby. When Flaky dies, my heart hurts. Well, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt mine. It hurts mine to see her survive, actually, because let's not forget, that's the point of Happy Tree Friends. That's what she was designed for. She was designed to be annihilated, people. That's the one thing that makes her happy, is to get destroyed, because that's what she was. That's her purpose in life, right? Nemo's gonna disagree with me on that one, because obviously his series, you know, No Blood Allowed is awesome. And like the name says, there's no blood allowed. But in that case, it's kind of like My Little Pony, right? It's the same concept. And you know, this episode is just gonna be violent as hell. I mean, yeah. So that's it for the quote. I'm just gonna carry on. Again, if you guys have just tuned in and have any questions, definitely leave them in the yeah, it's My Little Pony but with HGF characters. Yeah, absolutely. Unzooms. Okay, now he's gonna start the heavy breathing. So it is so bloody hot in here. Okay, he's gonna. Okay, let's say he starts breathing now. Okay, so he's gonna go up. It's a bit short. How about this? Yeah, it's too fast, and then back down. So that's less than like 1 expiration a second. So it's definitely way slower than that. Boom. Okay. So he should breathe in faster than he breathes out, actually. Boom. Way too fast. Whoops. Not relative. No relative keyframing, thank you very much. In and out. And then let's hold. Okay, and then he's gonna hold that position. And then okay, I was gonna copy and paste. Oh yeah, you could definitely copy and paste. Copy. See how long it takes? See, that's something I hate with moho. It takes so long. Such a long time. If this stream just randomly stopped, it's probably because I ran out of internet. I'm limited to 100 gigs of internet in my student apartment, which sucks. The one person that didn't like dark humor disliked the stream. You're absolutely right. I mean, it is true. That is something. I mean, that's obviously a big debate, but something I've noticed is people seem to like Happy True Friends but don't like blood. It's a bit like contradictive to me. I mean, it's like, well, what? I mean, that's the point of the show. That's the point of the show. Okay, down. Like people are like, yeah. I mean, like I said, if you enjoy this type of animation or whatever, and like cute little sugar-coated stuff, just go watch My Little Pony. That's what it is. Or if you've got like a messed up sense of humor like I do, and you want to watch ponies getting destroyed, you could watch a Smile HD on YouTube. That's one of my favorite animations. It's very, very family friendly. Okay, that's yeah. It is so hard to talk and animate at the same time. Is that? No, that's alright. So I'm really not gonna make my life complicated with this, because it's gonna, okay, down, okay, so that's initial, and he's gonna go up when he breathes, because that's what you do. You when you inhale, you go up, just his legs. Oh, okay, that's alright, because you don't see them. See, the thing is, the problem is I had right there is because I was like, I'm gonna move this, but oh no, his legs. I just remembered that the camera will be. I'll place the camera so that you don't see his legs. See, that's called efficiency and laziness. You can call it that. That's fine. Okay. Up and down. Yep. And then maybe for the second one, he could go up a bit more, as if it's getting worse and worse. You know, if that makes sense. And down. Okay. That's really good. Yeah, the way his shirt like inflates and deflates is way better. For those of you who have just tuned in, I'll re-explain. I'm gonna repeat myself again and again for the people who are watching me the entire time. So bear with me. But I've already animated this scene. I'm redoing it because I wasn't happy with the way it looked. And of course, his arm. Wait. Now, see, the thing is, see how his arms are sticking out like that? You can get away with that because it's a cartoon. No one, stays like this. It just looks cartoony. And see in 3D, I wouldn't do that with Tony, for example, because that would just look wrong. By the way, if you guys are interested in seeing Tony, let me know. Yeah. And see, his arms go up as if his chest is pushing against them. Because since he's just like this little teddy bear, yeah, he's a teddy bear, and because of how like chubby and like close together everything has to interact with each other. And see how big his chest is compared to the size of his arms. When it inflates, it's definitely going to push his arms outwards. So there you go. See, like this, it looks alright, and it's probably going to look ridiculous when I play it back. No, that's actually quite good. Like I said, it doesn't look very natural the way his arms are sticking out, but it looks, it really, works for the scene. Nemo says I can send you a little sound effect. Oh yeah, if you have a sound effect that would work for that, I would be more than happy to try it out. Is it from Epidemic Sound? Epidemic Sound is awesome, but the fact that there is no freaking search engine means that I can't use it. So unless I can't use it. I'm not gonna spend 5 hours looking at one sound effect. It's just ridiculous. I mean, it is strange. I mean, there must be a search. It's such a cool. There are so many amazing sound effects. It's just such a shame there's no search engine. And up and down. All right. That looks hilarious. And down. And the thing is, I mean, this is a really challenging scene because, yeah, okay. So many things are going on in this scene. Okay, the thing goes back, and the. You know what? I just had an idea. If I could maybe animate like sweat drops. Oh, you know what? I could animate sweat like dripping down his face. That could look nice. How could I do that though? That is going to be super tricky. See, that would have to be frame by frame. Dude, you can now. You can search your SF. No way. Oh my god, I really hope so. If you can. If you can, I'm saved. I'm saved. Alex Peter Rees Egure. I'm sure you've got loads of really good ideas, but you need to like. Could you please like write down like full sentences because I don't understand what you want me to do. You put the same such as footstep, then you select all match SFX only. I'll figure it out. I'll see how. So you can do that. Okay. And now his mouth. Bit of. I guess we could call this lip sync. Okay. When he breathes in, his mouth is gonna open. And then when he breathes out, he's gonna blow. So his mouth is gonna make like an O shape. So this is also something amazing in moho. Lip syncing is so easy. Mouths. Boom. Keyframe there. Select mouth. Which mouth? So I've got all the evil mouths. I've got these mouths for every single character, by the way, just in case they turn evil. I think that one would look good because again, his mouth has to open, but he still needs to look distressed. So I can't just use any random. See if I used, obviously if I used that one, it wouldn't work, right? Or this one. That one's not strong enough. Okay, that one's fine. So, yes, that's fantastic. And he breathes in, and I want him to about here. Doesn't have to be in sync with everything else. Okay. And then no, dude, that face. That should be a thumbnail right there. Where's the O-shaped mouth? Either this one, no, that one. Okay. So he breathes in and out, and then. Oh, for God's sake, where is it? And he breathes in, and he breathes out again. Now, the thing is, I really should have figured out what he's actually going to be doing. So if it's okay, Adobe Animate CC. Adobe Animate CC for Happy Tree Friends. You can, but like I said, I prefer moho, and Nemo prefers Toon Boom. But the official cartoons were indeed made in Flash. Basically, go on the website, top corner, click. At first, it would be written music search. You can enter the SFX. SFX. When I discovered the editor search option, I was so happy. That's cool. Is that? Have they always had that? I don't know. Is it just? Okay. I'm trying to concentrate now. Okay. Okay, what could he do at this point? Okay, I'm not going to try and think what I did last time. I'm just going to try from scratch. What's the resolution of this stream? Oh my god, full HD 60 FPS. This is going to eat my my internet. Anyway. I kind of want him to shake a little bit as well. So the shaking is actually quite easy to do. It's just one frame a little bit to the left, one frame a little bit to the right, repeat that. And I want to do that last because if I do it now, I'll have a million keyframes and it'll make everything super laggy. Something I definitely need though. Something that worked in the, you know what? Screw it, let's open up the old one and see. Because I'm gonna reuse some of the elements from the old one. This is the old, version. Obsessive31 says, wow, well, thanks for tuning in, Obsessive31. I am glad you find this amusing. Okay, this is what I did last time. So ignore the wheel there, which wasn't finished. So he freaks out, unzoom, he starts like heavy breathing, turns into like the evil Flippy, grabs the wheel and bam, he turns evil. And there you go, and that was the thumbnail for this stream. Now, and this plane actually I drew up in, that was Inkscape. And if you look closely in the episode, you'll see a few messages I left. Oh shit, uh-oh. Lol, what else I leave? -78 degrees, 13/11/98, that's my date of birth. You're fucked. Get wrecked, lol, you mad. Anyway, I just had fun with that. And I'd like to, like, if I have time, if I have the courage, I'll get these lights to blink, and even like these indicators to like, like swing back and forth or whatever. Anthony Soto, you did a good job. Cool. Well, thank you very much, Anthony Soto. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. Thank you very much. We're animating one of the scenes for the episode I'm working on. This is the storyboard. This is the scene where Flippy flips out because he hears an alarm, and it reminds him of when he's driving a World War II plane. Oh, something else. Of course, in the background, I found stock footage of like like a storm, and then I was gonna have planes shooting each other, and one of them was gonna like fall. I actually did animate that in Blender. It's just like the outline of airplanes, and it was so much easier to do that in 3D. So there are going to be a few elements in this 2D animation that were actually animated in Blender. I've got a butterfly. The butterfly you'll see right in the beginning. That was done in Blender because, screw 2D butterflies. Okay, wheel. The wheel is what I'm interested in. The wheel is what I'm interested in, so I don't know if I can. Let's see. You know what? I'll just import the entire thing. Yeah, bit slow. Whatever. I mean, I'm completely like redoing it, and then if I decide it's too slow, which it is, yeah, it's a bit slow. See, all I need to do is to just move these keyframes. These grey keyframes are like the total keyframes. That's something else I absolutely hated in Flash. That like the keyframe section would be so freaking long. In Moho, it's 3 lines. This is a red one because I've selected a bone. There you go. And this is the camera. Ignore the camera. It's these 3 timelines, and everything is on those 3 timelines. So everything you see is based on those. So if I move just these 2, I'm moving everything in the animation, and that's it. Okay, too slow. Let's bring this back. Okay, and then he's gonna grab slowly the wheel, and that's what I wanted to import. So let's give that a shot. Import, general import. I could not figure out for the life of me how to use the library in Moho. It's for some reason I can't remember why I didn't use it. It didn't work, or there was a bug. I don't know. I just import like stuff from other episodes. And see, the wheel was totally fine, so I'm just gonna import that from the last episode I did. Well, the last version of the scene. Your first stream, you're doing very. You managed to be talented. Well, thank you very much, Nemo. I try. Got a light set up. I try to be as. Oh no, see, I didn't know. As well, not professional. I try to do a good job. You know, I try. And Alex Peter has some very interesting things he's trying to say. I'm just not getting the message, dude. You okay? Oh my god. I believe, but even as a voice actor, you're so. Yes, well, thank you very much. Actually, well, yeah, I might as well. All right, shameless plug. For those of you who may not know, I do the voice of Quinn in Satellite. Oh my God! Wait, let me get this. Do the voice of Quinn in Satellite City. You might want to check that out. I don't know if Nemo. I don't know if Nemo. I've got a Satellite City plushie. This is Lucy Lacemaker, one of the characters. I don't voice Lucy, I voice another character. But yeah. Pretty cool. I love her. Hopefully he'll make a Quinn plushie soon. Soon. Sounded Scottish there. Anyway. Again, I'm getting distracted. I keep getting distracted. This is a nightmare. This isn't a nightmare. This is a lot of fun. I'm just not very good at this yet. I really need to like figure out how to keep a... Okay, wheel. There it is. So this wheel contains the... Okay, see, there it is. It contains... Oh, that's actually... Oh, no, okay. See, it contains the wheel and even the two hands. See, these two hands don't actually belong to the rig. It belongs to the... Well, it doesn't belong to the flippy rig. They belong to the wheel. And I can animate. See, this wheel has a bone. And that's how I animate the wheel. I'm gonna remove this from that and just edit. Let's see. See how long it takes? See, this is what I absolutely hate with moho. Oh, because, I mean, it's worse. It's a lot worse than usual because of how... I mean, look, this is... Okay. It took like 10 freaking seconds. That's a real pain in the ass. I mean, I get, again, that it's not a choice, you know, it's not like a... You know, like, they didn't deliberately do that, obviously, but... I'm really hoping they can figure out maybe a way to speed that up. Again, I don't know anything about programming, so... What do I know? Okay, wheel. I don't need any of this. Layer 4, I can get rid of that now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And it crashed. There we go. Now... I got the wheel. People don't. They only had a library. Okay. All right. I'm not actually gonna stay. I'm not gonna do this for too long because I'm really not good at this. I'm not getting anything done. So I'm probably going to wrap it up soon. So if you guys have any questions, like I said, leave them and I'll try and answer them. Or anything you'd like to know about anything. Oh, and then I'll show you the Tony rig for those of you who are interested. Okay, wheel. See how I've got the see all these keyframes? See how the wheel's kind of moving like that? Yeah. Alright, well, I won't add it in keyframe 0. I'll add it in keyframe 1. Whoops, because I don't have any position. Okay. And the size is completely wrong as well, but we'll fix that. Okay, fix that. It's visible, but we'll make it invisible until the right time, don't worry. Okay. Way too small. Those hands should match the size of his actual hands because I did it right last time. But yeah, I hope this video reflects why 2D animation takes so long. We've been here for 2 hours, and look, this is what I've done in 2 hours. That's it. And that's not even, you know, considered. And this is with like Puppet super efficient, you know, animation with, you know, 1 second blinks. Yeah, it just takes freaking ages. And it's true, like before I actually started, you know, getting into animation, I didn't understand why it took so long. I was like, oh, you know, they're lazy or whatever. And 3D isn't a lot. 3D, I guess, takes, it's not as long to actually create, but it takes long to render. I've got a computer right now, it's been running on, it crashed actually. Fantastic, it just crashed. It's been running for the past week, rendering one stupid scene. And it, like I said, it crashed, so I'm gonna have to start that all over. Lovely. The joys of being an animator, I guess. So I just put the wheel in a fold, like a layer. Oh no, I got that wrong. It's in the flippy layer. I can, you know what, I'll leave it there for now, it's fine. Layer 4, wheel, layer 4. Boom. I'll create the center. And what in the... Oh, it's because that's going on. Whatever. Screw it. Okay. Alright, let's scale it up. Yeah, that's a lot better. Where should his hands be? Yeah, I remember spending quite a lot of time figuring that out. Okay, so the wheel is kind of right where his head starts, so that's a bit too low. Wheel. There you go. Up it goes, and yeah. So since I have no other keyframes, you know, like position keyframes, it's just gonna keep that position. It's gonna hold that position. Yeah, hold that position. Whatever. I think that's good. 3. There aren't many people left. I think everybody got bored. I mean, I'm getting bored too. You know what? I'll just okay. I think that'll be enough for now because I'm really not getting anything done. It's laggy as hell, and I've got an amazing 4K screen I can't even use because of this because I'm streaming, and I'm getting hot and I want to turn my AC on. That'll be enough for this stream. But hopefully when you guys see the fully rendered episode, you'll kind of have an idea about how that was made. Oh fuck, the music. I completely forgot about the music. God damn. Yes. No copyright. Can you get like a copyright strike for music live? We'll just leave the music. I mean, I'm gonna wrap it up now. Alright. Alright, I'm just gonna show you guys, for those of you who are interested now, I'm gonna show you Tony! Good old Tony boy. Now, Nemo, you've been wanting to see. I don't think I've ever shown you this. By the way, do you guys like my my screen, my wallpaper? Right, that's completely closed. Let's not save that. Oh my god, I was so inefficient. That was terrible. I spent 2 hours doing nothing. See, usually when I'm animating, I'm on my own. I've got my music, and I'm in the zone. This is terrible. I really need to practice. Okay, this is Blender. This is the Blender interface. This is what you get. You know, this is what you start with. A cube. You start with a freaking cube. And I mean, Blender is really not good for it's not user friendly. That's why a lot of people hate Blender. It's because it is the least user friendly software. I mean, like 3D software. You get Autodesk Maya and a bunch of other stuff like that. This is what they use. Oops, excuse me. It's what they use for you know, Pixar. But yeah. All right. Let's open up a scene I'm working on. Open. Tony Wind scene. Which one is it? Oh, I don't know. It's gonna be this one. I've been trying to render this 10-second scene for the past 2 months, and it's failed every single time. mean, look at how long it's taken to load it up. The wallpaper looks like it's made by a Disney movie. Yeah, cheers. I've try to, use some cool lighting. And it only took 2 days to render that image, that one image. 2 days. Okay, here we go. So, yeah, you're gonna like this. This is the scene I'm working on. It's like a test. Okay, where I've designed mountains. Actually, I showed this to Nemo. I sent him a picture of the rendered mountain, and it looked. I wanted to see if he would, think they were real. Control A is to play for some reason. So this is without Tony. This is just the scene I've got going on, where you've got like a helicopter type of view. And what I want it to do is it's going to zoom onto Tony's face. Okay, I'm not going to show you this. It's a bit boring without Tony. Let's bring Tony in. There he is. It's gonna be laggy again, but don't worry about it. That's just because of. Or is it gonna be laggy? Yeah. 5 FPS, 4 FPS. Nope. Let's. There he is. The reason why it's lagging so much is, again, my computer isn't as powerful as I'd like it to be. And no, most importantly, it's because I've got too many vertices selected at once. What am I doing? Oh yeah, sure. Subdivision. Okay, so it's gonna look disgusting and it's gonna look like really rough, but that's because it's like a preview mode. There we go, 24 FPS. I'll just play the scene. And so this is what it's gonna look like. So it's just a random test where Tony's walking up a hill, he stops, and he's like, well, there you go, look, heavy breathing. Yeah, that's exactly what we were doing 5 minutes ago. He looks around, it's supposed to look super cinematic and awesome. And then we'll have a beautiful sunset. Wow. And that's it. Actually, it's more than 10 seconds. It's actually pretty long. And guess what just happened? It froze. Oh my goodness. And that's it. I think, yeah, no, that's not going back. It might. Yeah. It froze. Lucas the Spider. Lucas the Spider is 3D. Absolutely. I don't know if it was done in Blender, but it's probably not. Because I think the guy who did Lucas the Spider is like it worked for Pixar or whatever, so he's probably got access to Maya. And he's probably, went to animation school, and they did not know animation school. I'm aware of teaches Blender. Yeah, no, definitely froze, and that's it. See, that's just what's gonna happen. You're just gonna have to be patient. But no, that's it. Is that it? So okay. Good old. Okay, I hope that didn't freeze the stream. Oh wait, no, there he goes. Can you see it? Okay. Oi. French, yes please. All right. If you want to take a look at the, oh no, I won't show it. It's gonna crash. I was gonna show you guys the rendered version, but it's just like there's no point even trying. I can show you, however, how I designed the fur. I don't know if anyone's still watching, but who cares? All right. Now this is how you. So there's Tony. Oh, actually, I mean, I might as well even show you the rig. So the rig, this is the rig. It's exactly like Moho. It's like well, it's puppet, I guess, puppet-based animation, like I said. And it froze. No, there we go. So, oh my God. Yeah, this is really not. This is not gonna work. And like I said, I have a really powerful computer, and it's just not liking this at all. See how that works? So you got IK and FK controllers, which means you can have either you can have the feet like stick in one position, and which is really handy sometimes, or you can have them, independent, and that's good for walk cycles and run cycles and just to select a bloody bone. It's okay. Yeah, see, that's because I'm in... Oh my goodness, I really apologize. It's super laggy. Yeah, my laptop does not like this. Blender plus OBS. Still got on, and Firefox. I've got 16 gigs of RAM and it's fucking... Oh my... Okay. Yeah, no, I can't do this. What I am gonna do though is that in this... do the splits. Yeah, I suppose I could get him to do the splits. Oh my god. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna post this video on my channel when it's rendered, and I'm gonna have like a VFX breakdown where you can actually... I'm gonna make like a behind the scenes type of video with this, because it is... I did spend a lot of time doing this and I do want to show it off. There we go. Initially, it was a test to see if I could... oh, and it froze again. God damn it. It was to see if I could simulate fur interacting with wind. Because Tony does have real... Well, yeah, he does have real fur. As in, it's not like a fur texture. It is actual... You know, every single hair he has is, I think, 6 or 7... it depends on the resolution I chose. But for most of them, it's like 7 different, like, cones. And it doesn't show here, obviously, but... individual origins. There you go. I mean, this is a heavy scene, to be fair. So I can animate his hips, side to side. The tail. Yeah, no, there's no point in doing this, guys. If it's gonna freeze, no, fuck this. Never. Oh, I'm really sorry. The tail is just like 4 bones. The tail has basically, yeah, it's just 4 different bones. And I could have added more. The more bones you add, obviously, the smoother the tail is going to be when it's animated. But that's how that works. His face, oh yeah, his pupils. I mean, I'm not going to show you. It's just going to lag. I would like to show you the fur though. And the fur is. There we go. Although there's no point. It's just gonna, well, okay. Let's see if I have it in particle edit maybe. Then I just select. I just want to show you the tools. It's gonna, yeah. I need a better laptop, guys. Yeah, no, live animating in Blender. When Fenner does it, it works fine. Yeah. Whoops. Okay. No. Okay, absolutely not. Never mind. Okay. No, I think I'm gonna wrap it up now. So, yeah. I won't. I'm sorry, Alex Peter. I won't do the splits. Yes. Sorry, Nemo. I wanted to show you, but it's just there's no. Yeah, rip. There's no point. Yeah. Anyway, see, this is what it looks like. This is like a fully rendered version. It's an 8K. You know, just in case I wanted to make a poster. I've got different lights, but you can see the, you know, the fur is definitely, especially you can see, you know, the whiskers, how, you know, it's definitely not a texture I just stuck on a model. It's real fur, like real. It's like a physical object. That's it. I think that'll be enough for the. That'll be enough for this stream. What else? Maybe I could show you this possibly. Oh my god! I just noticed the video. I'm so like super. Oh, for fuck's sake! Yeah, I really need to figure out. Because that's not even Blender's. That's not even Blender's fault. That's yeah, I can't do shit. Moho did well though. Now my computer's just freaking out. All right, never mind. All right, I'm gonna wrap it up now. Well, thank you guys very much for tuning in. Yes, okay, Joe, merci. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I might do more of this if you guys enjoyed it. I'll try and, you know, do something a bit more like, you know, maybe I'll figure out in advance what I actually want to do, because that was a bit improvised. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.